We are now live, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we want to welcome you back to the Doordash Revolution live stream. We got quite a few topics we want to talk about, which changed the narrative of what I want to come out with today. Or I saw some news dealing with the title that you see right there. DoorDash testing a restaurant discovery app by the name of Zesty. And if you don't catch the live stream, hopefully you'll catch the replay. So we're gonna go ahead to no further ado. We're gonna pull this information up. Pull it up so you can see that right there. All right, let's see. Can I extend the screen some, which I can. Right there. We're gonna talk about that information. We're gonna read it. It's my first time actually going through the reading the information and everything. But I'm quite sure when I do my next video, we will be talking about a lot of things that's going to be happening with DoorDash in 2026. And so we're going to go right now to thebusinessonline.com and read the restaurant news where it talks about this technology that DoorDash is doing. DoorDash is testing a restaurant discovery app called Zesty. The app uses AI to recommend local restaurants with a focus on going out rather than ordering in. It's live now in New York City and also San Francisco on December the 16th, 2025. We do not know that they discussed this at the DoorDash Roundtable. I'm quite sure they discussed it at the DoorDash Forward event, but we hadn't heard anything about this. So when I saw this news, I said, man, I got to jump on it right now. So you're going to see right here in this article here who it's written by, and we're going to read that right there. So all your information is going to be right here while I'm reading it. So let me go to the next clip of it, and we're going to move forward. DoorDash is testing a new way for consumers to find nearby restaurants. On Monday, the delivery company unveiled Zesty, a standalone app that uses AI to generate local restaurants recommendations. The app sets up data from Google Maps, TikTok, Reddit, Eater, and other sources, including DoorDash itself. A beta version of Zesty is live now in New York City and San Francisco. If there's any viewers that's watching this live stream or the replay, put in the comment section on the replay, if you catch the replay, is this in your market in New York City and is this in your market in San Francisco? Have you experienced this as a customer and everything? And give us a little bit of what your experience is. So on the home page, the user use a map of their area with a search bar that invites them to build your going out vibe. Good morning. What's going on, Hook Smash? Glad to have you in here today, brother, and everything. I went ahead, man, and said I need to go ahead and do this live stream. I got a lot of topics I should have discussed, all last week, but you know how tight that schedule is. So we went ahead and took off for this morning. So we go ahead and put this important information out there that a lot of drivers don't know, a lot of customers may or may not know, and content creators hadn't talked about it yet, but they may be talking about it soon. All right, let's go ahead to the next part of this here. Hold on, let me do it like this, like that. Okay. All right, it's blocking. It's blocking what I need to read. Let me readjust it. So Zesty recommends some restaurants that fit the criteria. Just like a lot of customers, visitors that come. I showed a visitor the other day. He was like, what best restaurants you suggest? I did suggest a few, but I went ahead and went to Google Maps, hit that restaurant icon, put up all the restaurants that's in that area. This is something similar that they doing. There's another app, called Bite Site that does it off the TikTok experience. Now, DoorDash is doing it also, except for you can be able, I'm gonna let them tell you as I read it right here. So Zesty then recommends some restaurants that fit the criteria with details such as the address, the phone number, the website, food pictures, and a description that is seemingly AI generated. Users can also post pictures and review of their dining experience. Do that sound familiar? I did a video about that with Bite Site, where Lucius Daniels created the experience on TikTok. Now DoorDash got their version on how they're going to do this. Let's go ahead and read on. So the users can also post pictures and a review of their dining experience with the option to rate restaurants as love this, kind of mid, or not for me. Post appears in a social feed along with those of other users. The Zesties can follow one another. And there is a leaderboard of the top Zesties. So, like I said, there will be more people doing content on this here, and they will be going into more of a deeper dive. They may even show examples of how this app worked with DoorDash. So the company said that the app is designed to serve a different need than regular DoorDash app. While the delivery app is focused on ordering and efficiency, Zesty is more casual, social, and geared towards going out. Keeping the two apps separate, DoorDash spokesperson said that the company always looking for new ways to help people connect with the best customers. All right, so that was that on that. I'm gonna do a little bit more research on this here. We just doing what we call a awareness of new experience of discovering new ways that these gig apps are revolutionizing for 2026. This is going to be part of the episode of the future of DoorDash 2026. We will be talking about those things in more depth then. All right, so I want to pull up some things right quick. See, can I pull up some things right quick? Let's see what we got here. I got to go off into the history because I'm doing this off the cuff. So let's go to a couple of content creators. First of all, let's do this here. Like I said, I did an episode right there on Bite Site doing it, but they was using the TikTok experience. If you're interested in looking for that information, you can go on my playlist, and I did it during the National Black Business Month, and you can see that video there in depth of what it's talking about, this experience. But like I said, I got to do more research, more case study on what's going on with Zesties and how DoorDash is going to use it. It's already utilizing in New York City and San Francisco. And I know they're going to spread that thing out. So we will see the future of DoorDash in 2026. All right, let me go ahead and pull up some information that I want to talk about with DoorDash right now. Let's see, can we pull it up? We know that we had a Dash Forward event on September the 30th, not 30th, but September the 29th. And Bentley Coop was one of the content creators that he said, I think he said he went to a virtual. I want to pull up that information right now. Let's see. We want to talk about Dash Forward, Dasher Forward or Dash Forward, something like that. Let's see. The Dash Forward event. Let's pull that up. Give me a few seconds because I'm going through it this way. Dash Forward event. All right, let's see what we got. See what we can pull up. All right. So they did have it. You pull it up, you'll see that right there. That's the event that went on, and they had a meeting and a conference there. I'm trying to find when he talked about it, because he talked about it. Let's see. Let me go here. All right, let me go here. That video was 3 months ago. And he might have did it in a short. All right, let's go back. That's the reason why I usually dash forward. Let me see, can we pull the dash forward event? Dash forward event 2025 by Doordash Diaries. All right, let's see, can we find it? Showing everything, but I guarantee you when I get off the show, I'll be able to find it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it in the description. He might have put a different title to it because he was explaining the events that's going to be taking place in 2026. You know, he talked about flash orders, which your driver Mike them talked about. He also talked about the on-time rate. Vertical to Doordash. We've always helped. See, that's the event itself. I don't want to play that, but he talked about those things. I can't find it right now for some reason. You know, let me go back and see in my history. Shouldn't be rambling like this here. See, can I find it there? All right, let's try this. Try this. Try this. And he had some powerful information. It was 5 things that he talked about. But before I do that, there's something I want to bring up. Before I go to that, I've been listening to drivers out there talking about ways how they can still have the acceptance rating low and get the best orders out there. We talked about those things 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. We talked about bots. We talked about glitches. We talked about pirates using signal jammers, any ways and methods and strategies that they can use to game the system and get better orders every order. And it hurted a lot of drivers on the platform. But we are going to show one of those bots. And reason why I'm going to show one of those bots, I'm not going to go in detail of what it is and all of that. It was on one of my live streams as an advertisement. And I'm going to pull it up now. I'm going to skip it. The delivery man knows. All right, how many of y'all remember this? That right there. I'm going to play a portion of this video about the Doordash grabber. It was a shift catcher because, okay, wait a minute. Hulk Smash said, still here, just working, brother. I understand, man. Make that money, make that money, make that money. You know, I usually be out there with you making that money. But we're going to go ahead and talk about this Doordash grabber. No, I didn't get a chance to use it. But when I saw it on the advertisement, and they did advertise it like that right there. All right. It had a link. Okay. What is this thing doing? It had a link. It was called Dash Grabber, Doordash Shift Catcher. You know, you can dash. It was able, you know, if you was in areas where you couldn't dash now, you could use that to be able to catch a shift. but it had 3 different types of subscriptions, where you can pick the best shift for the best opportunities out there. You remember that? Yeah, you remember that? So drivers were using this to gain the system, not only to grab shifts, but they grabbed the best shifts coming with the best order opportunities. You had to pay for the subscription. There was 3 levels of it. So when I went to look for it again, it's not available. But let me see what we can pull up on the summary here. See what it talk about. It says that the video introduced Dash Grabber as an automated scheduling solution designed for DoorDash delivery drivers. The main purpose the Dash Grabber is to eliminate the need for drivers to manually search for shifts, ensuring a consistent flow of work and a full schedule of opportunities. Full schedule of opportunities. That means job offer assignments. By automating shift capture, the Dash Grabber aims to simplify drivers' lives, allow them more time to focus on deliveries, and ultimately increase their earnings. How are you able to increase your earnings? You know, for years, a lot of us would go ahead and sign up 5-day schedule, even 6-day schedule for certain drivers that was in a certain preference ahead of time. All right, drivers that's not able to get on Dash now, they can get on there not only to schedule shifts that they weren't able to schedule, but they could also pick the best shifts to get the best orders. It tells you more about it once you pay for the certain levels and the certain tiers. So how you think you are able to increase your earnings just getting on the shelf using this grabber. All right. The video encouraged drivers to try to grab it to transfer their delivery experience. Now I wish I had went ahead and paid for it. That way I would have had the experience to tell you in deeper dive and deeper detail what was going on. But nevertheless, let's see, can we find this Dash Grabber now? Let's see, can we find it? I guarantee we're not going to be able to find it. But let's see, can we find it? All right, let's do this here, and do this. DoorDash Grabber. All right, let's see what it's going to say. See, can we find it? The DoorDash Grabber is referred to automated software or bots created by third parties to quickly snag available shifts on the DoorDash app before other drivers. That's the shift now. It said before other drivers. Drivers that couldn't schedule a shift because they was in a certain tier or whatever. That's when the Platinum had just hit the market. This app came out a year ago doing all of that, where drivers would complain about they couldn't dash now. And I was one of those drivers that was in the silver tier that couldn't dash in this area. I had to drive 45 minutes to an hour to Hernando, dash in the area that wasn't no orders there. Okay, so this supposed to be able not only to help you get a scheduled shift, but schedule shifts before the drivers, helping them work more consistently, while some find it helpful for earnings. These third-party tools can violate DoorDash terms and create an unfair advantage, as DoorDash officially offers services like that autonomous robot for deliveries. Okay, that's the reason why you're not going to find it now if you look for it. Just like I told you earlier, it had different levels. One was like you paid $9, per month, and it would help you also be able to get the best orders during that shift. And then the other ones paid higher. That's a bot. Now, if it was legal, ladies and gentlemen, you could get on it now. You can't get on it now. I notice I got viewers coming in here like, wait a minute now, what do you know? And I started to talk about it a year ago. I said, no, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to wait and see. Now I wished I had went on and signed up, and I would have had the full lowdown on the lowdown. So drivers out here trying to tell people, Reddit groups, Facebook groups, Decline Now, which is a vicious group. They slam you real hard if you try to do things the right way. All right. And also no tip, no trip. All right. So with all of that stuff going on in the ruckus for the last 4 years, where you got a lot of your drivers and your content creators with those groups, that's how they get some of their content, because they members of these groups, and get those trending videos out there. Because they knew what the masses were looking for, they was able to provide those videos for them. Don't believe me? Check it out for yourself. Now, this bot is working actively today, but you can't get your hands on it. There's another bot out there that helps you keep up with your mileage. It helps you set your schedule. It will also pay you if you're short on your shift. It also can leverage you getting more orders, more better opportunities as well. There is another bot. Notice I didn't name the second one. I'm not naming the third one. Drivers are using out here. You know, we talked about in videos about drivers using multiple DoorDash accounts, drivers using multiple Grubhub accounts, and et cetera, and et cetera. They could get their family members or whatever, and then they would do it like that. Juggling all them orders to get the best order and best offers. Cheating the game, messing up the algorithm, making it harder for drivers that's in that area where there's an influx of super saturation of drivers using multiple phones for multiple DoorDash accounts. That is fraud, that is illegal. All right. I experienced it many a times. Let me see, can I pull one of my videos up? And I might play that video talking about some of those things while I still look for Bentley Cooper. If I don't find it today, I guarantee I have it ready for the next video. All right, let's see, can I find that? See, do I still have it in circulation? All right, let's go through video. Let's go through, let's try Otis and pull it from that way. We're going to go in the direction of Otis. All right. Let's see. Might be moving too fast. I might need to slow it down. Bingo. I found one of them. Everybody remember Power? I got a chance to use Power. So let me hit a pause on it. All right. I talked about some of this stuff right there on that video there. The title is Power Claims DoorDash Declares a War. We talked about that. That was part of that series. All right. The next one. Now, Power claims that DoorDash declared war. The second one was DoorDash declared war on Power. I did this one. Also, you look that up. Information is there right there for you. I can easily go to Let's see. It's not going to show it. I'm not able to pull the summary up on it like I do on other videos. So the video not that long. It's 10 minutes. You can look for the information there. The other one is 8 minutes. I'm still looking for the other one where I talk about there's pirates in your market. I probably pulled it off the shelf. Yeah, I pulled it off the shelf. But when I find it, I'm definitely going to put it in the description there. You got to notice I just jumped on, had the information that I needed to have, let everybody know about Zesty. All right, there's drivers out there bragging about how they can gain advantage of making their 1,500 a week, 1,600 a week, 2,000 a week with low acceptance rate. You know, everybody know there's a completion rate glitch. There's an AR rating glitch. There's 3 other glitches I'm not going to talk about that's out there on the market. So they're using all of these techniques, tips and tricks to gain the system, gain the areas, and make it more difficult for other drivers to get out here on the platform and make money. Okay. So we all know about that. So let me go in the studio. I want to go in the studio for a second because I bet you that's where that one is, in the studio. What I'm talking about. When we go to the studio, I probably got it unlisted because I pulled it off the shelf. All right, let's go here. All right, let's go here. Let's try it again. I want to pull the oldest videos up if possible. Let's try and list it. All right. Yeah, there it is right there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it back off the shelf and I'm going to put it in the links in the description for you to look at that information. You know, we talked about pirates in your market. These are the pirates, ladies and gentlemen. They come, they do these things. You know, they gain advantage, unfair advantage, getting orders that other drivers cannot get and will not get because they cheating the system. All right, it's been the battle with Doordash for the longest, trying to shut that stuff down. So now they back at it again, bragging about they're going to use all of these accesses of these things because it's in the app. Force stop is in the app. All right. Disable is on the app, right? But if I'm using it to manipulate ways for me to gain better orders, that is considered suspicious activity. Fraudulent suspicious activity, ladies and gentlemen. So why all these people bragging about how they can get away with things? That's one thing we do, ladies and gentlemen. We put too much information out there, bragging how we getting over the system. And then a year later, it makes it harder for everyone else. All right, I'm gonna give you a prime example. I did some screenshots. I'm getting ready to talk about Grubhub right now. I want to talk about Grubhub because I have some viewers, I have some subscribers. I'm quite sure I'm gonna do a reaction on each topic, each key topic in this video. I will be ready to do it. So take this as an introduction of what's going to happen in the few more weeks of content that I'll be ready to put out there. All right. So we're going to talk about Grubhub now. There's viewers and subscribers want to know how I do. So those that think I'm trying to tell you what to do, You be sure you hit this timestamp on what I'm saying right now. My viewers and subscribers, the ones that personally got in contact with me, wanted to know how I do it. I want to talk about on-time rating before the end of this video. I want to talk about how I still make my money the way I do in less time. More money in less time, ladies and gentlemen. More money in less time. Not more money, less orders. There's nothing wrong with trying to make more money with less orders. Nothing wrong with that. But I want to make more money in less time. That also may include less orders. All right, so let me go ahead and go into my photo screen. I want to go to, I may have everything and I may not. Let's see, that I want that information out there. Let's see. Okay, that's something different. I may have to play a video today. I thought I did record all this stuff, pull this stuff in. It's on that phone, not here. What I will show you is one of these orders that I did. I'm gonna do another video to break it down. I'm gonna play the customer. I recorded the conversation customer and myself had. Customer was told me to make sure to get the word out. So before I do that, I got an order I want to show. I thought I had all that stuff set up, but it didn't. This is one of my orders right here. We're going to talk about this order. I'm going to give you the storyline on it. That's it right there. All right, I can blow it up bigger than that. And you'll see what it says. All the timestamps is there. It shows the direction I'm going in, how many miles it is. A lot of drivers when to choose that order, right? That will be on Monday, December the 15th, 12:02 through 12:37. December the 15th this year. Monday just passed. So on Monday, I had got a Whataburger order. All kind of unwanted offers was coming my direction. But I knew the area I was in and the reason why I was getting all these unwanted offers. It wasn't Grubhub sending them to me first. It was drivers releasing these orders. Whether they weren't worth it, I just don't want it. Or I'm pitching orders to get other drivers away from the area where I want to get the best orders at. Or they were catfishing for orders sitting right here. Also have photographs I'm not going to show in today's video. I had to blur out the driver faces and all of that, so people won't recognize who they are. Maybe change the configuration of the clothes as well. Holding 3 phones, sitting right there. 3 different Doordash accounts. Ding, ding, ding. Decline, decline, decline. Ding, ding, ding. Decline, decline, decline. Till they get the best order. Or they multi-apping. DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub doing the same thing. Dirty multi-apping, juggling apps. Trying to get the best orders out of there on all 3 apps and then rush up out of there. All right, so I get hit with a Whataburger order. It was like $9 and some change for 9 miles. I said, I'm gonna go over there, away from the heat and go over there. I know I can get some orders around that area there. I can get some orders like Buffalo Wild Wings. I can get some orders from Jersey Mike. That's right there. I get some orders from JR Fish and Chicken. I could get some orders from KFC. You see, I can get some orders for Wingstop. One of my blacklist places I don't like to go to. Happy Mexican. One of them blacklist places I don't like to go to. But the other places, there are certain restaurants that are area that will lead you into other areas. You get more money. Not gonna say what that is. I have competition in my market. Back to the storyline. Whataburger. I look at go in there. I told my wife, I said, look, usually when I come to Whataburger, it's going to take at least 10 minutes or more, depending on the traffic in there. Okay. So I might have made a bad decision getting this order. I did make a bad decision. That's what I want to talk about today. A lot of times we make bad decisions that cost us money. You're supposed to know your area so well that you're supposed to know even the drivers in that area. They're pattern on how they select orders. Is it going to be profitable enough for you to shop in that same area with them or not? Okay, you're supposed to know that. If you don't know that, that's why you're losing money. All right, so I go on there. The lady looked at the order, said, do you want a large drink? Already know then I was going to have to wait. She said, by the way, that order going to take a while. So then I really did a review of the order. It was 10 box. It was a 10 box order. What you mean? Not 10 boxes itself, but 10 burgers in that one box. So let's look something up. I want to know. I knew that order was going to cost anywhere from $50 to $100 subtotal, depending on what type of box it was. So we want to be accurate on that. Whataburger 10 box deal. All right. It's gonna come in a box like that. Let me pull it up. That's what it's gonna look like right there. Right there, that's what it's gonna look like. They got two versions of it. I'm gonna read what it says right here. We're doing everything off the cuff. We eyeballing the content today. Whataburger 10 burger box is a catering style meal package featuring 10 Whataburgers. Customers ask for regular or double meat. All individual wrapped with separate containers for fresh toppings like lettuce, tomatoes, onions, pickles, ketchup, mustard, mayo, plus a large drinks and tea and fries. Perfect for free feeding a group or a family ordering via the app or online for party events. This, first of all, was an order and then ordered and then it was sent to Grubhub. Number one. It was ordered off of the company website, ladies and gentlemen. Dispatch, the Grubhub. All right. How much does it cost? Let's find out what the box prices is. You're going to see it, different prices vary, but we're going to have a general idea of what it is. A Whataburger 10 burger box, build your own style with the fixings, typically costs $46 to $66 plus if you get the single box. Okay, you get the one with the double meat, it's going to cost more. Expect to pay roughly $45 to $50 for the basic. The double meat costing $60 plus. Now, what's wrong with this order? What's wrong with this picture? The decision now that I made wrong, now I got to rectify that discrepancy so I can make money by the hour. All right. So I decided, I said, wait a minute. $9 payout out of no tip or $2 tip for this offer here. Well, Rev, why you say it's a $2 tip? We're gonna get to that. All right. So I went ahead and I undersigned that order. So the next order I get is this order that I showed you earlier. This one right here. $6.81 going 6.7 miles. A lot of you drivers said decline. Already knew, look, already knew going in that area right there, I was gonna get better offer opportunities. And I did, but I can't even show it in this video. So I will be doing probably a long form video, which is shorter than a live. I want to do that so I can go into the details of where you'll be able to see, because I'm gonna record it off of here. I'm gonna do it off the app right there. You're gonna see me do it off the phone with my account, showing the orders that I did. By making that decision, ladies and gentlemen, I was able to make almost $30 in 1 hour. $30 is $30, ladies and gentlemen. Don't make no difference to me if I get a $30 tip or if I get $30 from the company. $30 is $30 for me. I don't care as long as I'm making that $30 in that hour. Doesn't matter what techniques I had to do to get it. I may have to get 3 orders to get it. Long as I get it. Long as I get my 20, long as I get my 30, $30 is $30. All right. Some people try to talk down on other drivers how they make their money. Well, you got more delivery pay than tips. As long as I'm still making my plus per hour, that what matters to me. Somebody got to cover the difference when somebody else don't. All right. So I will be doing a long form video about this here. So I make the decision, get that order. And I went to the customer. I'm gonna get ready to try to play it here first. If y'all can hear it, good. If not, I'll have to turn the Bluetooth speaker on. You want to know what the customer had to say. All right, this is something behind the scenes drivers need to know. This information will give you a better insight on how you need to make your money in the future of 2026 and beyond. Okay, so I get there. We have that conversation. And as I was leaving, I get a Jersey Mike hit. Then I get another Jersey Mike hit. Because I made the right decision. After I made the wrong decision, I rectified that discrepancy, made a better decision for better opportunities to maximize my earnings. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and go to the recording of the customer. If we can hear it good off of here, I will not have to use the Bluetooth. If we can't hear it too good, I will have to use the Bluetooth. Let's go ahead. I want to go to it right now. All right. Let's go here. I did 1 and I did 2. Trying to find out which one was which. Let's go to the first one. I think this is it.
tell you what, you're going in from the DoorDash right now. She said, I'm going to make it way fun and do pizza. So I told her, I said, if that pizza comes to me and it's cold, I don't want it. I will pay for it. I will not pay for it because I'm paying cash.
Okay, can you hear it? Can you hear it, ladies and gentlemen? Let me go through. Let me check right quick with the response in the live chat right now. I want to see, did you hear it? If not, I will put it on Bluetooth because this is a very important conversation I'm having with the customer dropping off Chick-fil-A. All right, I forgot to mention one thing. When I went to Chick-fil-A to pick up that order, you can hear it? Okay. When I went to Chick-fil-A and pick up that order, the manager said, wow, finally somebody coming to get this order. I thought when nobody would come get this order, I was like, wow. How long the order been here? Been sitting here? 45 minutes. 45 minutes. Okay. It was already ready. So I went and got it, went straight to the customer. It was no more than about 3/4 of a mile away. So I'm like, okay, 3/4 of a mile away. Customer at least paid $2. Base pay was at least $2. $4 for 1 mile. Now I want to ask the drivers that turned that order down, why you turn that order down? You were still in the algorithm flow to get better orders and opportunities. Why you threw that money away? Is my question. That order opportunity landed me $30 more within an hour, really less than an hour, but I'm putting it an hour. See, when you get in that area, I got a nickname for this algorithm called the hook smash algorithm. Reason why I call it the hook smash algorithm, and then we're going to go ahead and continue with the story is, or shall I say that one for the next video? I might need to say that one for the next video and have a nice thumbnail with that one. And you guys need to come and find out what that one's about. So when you experience the hook smash algorithm, it's going good. That'll be in the next video. Let's go ahead and play this one. Finish playing this. He said he could hear it. Let's go ahead and play this. And we're gonna let her explain as soon as I find it. Her situation. She's talking about Pizza Hut, not Pizza Hut, but Marco's. I'm gonna let her tell it. All these pop-ups then came on the screen. Don't you hate them pop-ups? That's when you know it's time for you to get another device when you're having too many updates. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The hook smash algorithm. Yeah, you and I talked about it, and you was like, "Wow, you crazy," and started laughing. But yeah, but he know what I'm talking about, though. You know, it's a wonderful thing when you get caught in that algorithm. It's truly racking it up, stacking it up, racking it up, stacking it up, racking it up, stacking it up. I hope that all your delivery drivers are making money out there right now. Type of algorithm. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and go back to the record. All right, real quick. We're gonna let the customer talk right here. We're not gonna interrupt them. Make sure I got the right one.
If that pizza comes to me and it's cold, I don't want it. I will pay for it. I will not pay for it because I'm paying cash. Y'all see, that's the thing. I was paying cash because I called one of those on the phone. Okay? I didn't use an app. I called them on the phone. They said, how do you want to pay? Cash or card? I said, I close, like in that Kroger or Walmart, and I want to take a pizza home, I will call you for it. I will come pick it up. I will never order it again. I'll call Jeffrey's someplace where they have their own people. It's no pizza. This is what they do. Because that did not work. I mean, yes, you got to get a pizza because by the time you finally get it, it's cold. There's nothing worse than pizza being when it's cold. They have cold pizzas.
All right, a lot of the background noise was people coming in and out, going up and down the elevator. Let me kind of translate some of this for those that might have still had a hard time hearing. This was her story. She was already upset about a past situation. Now she's upset about the order she received, but she knew who the driver was bringing the order. And I know she said, about time. I done had this client 30 times this year, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I got a part 2 to this as well. And I'm going to play that part 2 to it also. So she was explaining that she was ordering a pizza from Marco's in Caddo. She shared with me her bad experience. You can tell how she was upset. She was stumping her foot every time she got real emotional. You could hear that. People was coming in and out. They was like, man, we only got 30-minute lunch break. She finna burn it up talking to the driver. Boy, she probably letting him have it. But then they was understanding that she was giving me some secret sauce as well. So you heard the elevator going up and down, the fire trucks coming through there and stuff. See, I don't edit none of that there because I'm in the streets. You need to hear the streets to know that you're working in the streets. So she goes ahead. She explains the situation. She says she's paying cash. Okay. So she called the order in. You heard her say she called it in. She called and talked to the manager. Okay. To place the order. So when she placed the order, everything, the manager asked her, do you want to pay cash or card? She paid cash. Now the thing was, she was expecting Marco delivery drivers to drop that piece off, but it was dispatched to the Doordash driver. Okay. Yes, that's right, brother. That's right. That's right. Let me see. Let me look through the comments. He said, hook, smash algorithm. Wow, customer is concerned. Hold on. Wow. Hold on. I did something goofy here. I hope it don't throw me off. Let's see. All right, we back. Yeah, so this situation, drivers need to understand what we do when we are cheating the system out there. It affects somebody. It's hurting somebody's business. And it's giving the customer a bad experience, is what I'm talking about. All right. That's the reason why I broke my receipt down. I got that recording information. She said, be sure to let people know. They gave me all the permission I needed to share this powerful information that we can have better insight on understanding. It's a lot of people don't care. They just want to make their money. And then you want to be the very one complain on YouTube and social media about why you ain't making money, why the customer not tipping, all of this good stuff. Good morning. How you doing today? Salute to you, famous Amos, and your wife. I know things are going well with you out there. So the customer is irate. She's reliving the event. Okay, then you hear how emotional she was. She was stumping her foot every time she would get into high gear. Man, it sounded like somebody slamming something. That was her stumping her foot. Okay. And then she was gripping that bag. She was gripping that bag. It was making all that noise. You see, I don't edit that type of stuff out because that's taken away from the experience at that moment. You need to hear that story. You need to feel that story of that person's experience. Now, she go ahead, talk to the manager. She waited an hour for that piece, I believe she said. She called that manager back. That's when the manager explained to her that we don't use delivery drivers from our restaurant anymore. We give it out to DoorDash. And she was like, I'm not paying for no cold pizza. I'm not doing that. I'm giving cash. Okay, now the next thing is this was dispatched to DoorDash. Okay, was this order a cash on delivery order? It's very possible it was a cash on delivery order, which is COD. She's going to give the tip. Let's play a little bit more of this here. It ain't that much more of it. Then I'm going to go into the part 2 of the conversation. We had 3 more parts to the whole thing we talked about. I got a customer experience against delivery driver restaurant today. I want you to share that with me too, brother, once we finish up on this. All right, if you can hear it real good, let me know. If not, I'll turn on that Bluetooth speaker. All right, that part real low. Let's go to part 2. Let me stop that. Let me go to part 2 because she was really, really upset about that there. All right, we're going to go to part 2. We're going to let her tell her story. I don't want to spoil it for you. We're going to find out how much the customer tipped. I can't spoil it. We're going to let her tell it.
All right, I'm back. My bad.
No, that's not the right one. Here it is right here.
They're not going to have those specially designed.
When you come out of the box, you can see the steam.
Can y'all still hear it? Can you understand it? All right, let's see. Can I put it on Bluetooth right quick? I want to put it on Bluetooth. See, can we hear it a little bit better? Let's see. I got the Bluetooth on. Let me hit the settings. Let me turn this on. All right, the speaker right behind the phone there. All right, okay, it's connected now. Let's see what we hear now. Cause I want to see something here for a second.
I really had to bring little entity that was like it had split down and it was like all like down and then back up.
They were holding side.
They were holding side and they were holding it flat. And I'm like, if that happens, we want pizza delivered to you.
Exactly.
If that happens, we want your pizza. Really?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, drivers, content creators, no tip, no trip, decline now movement. She asking every last one of us, do you want your pizza delivered like this to you? Whoever the driver was turned the pizza sideways like this here, carrying it like this right here, instead of having it flat in a bag. Okay? She got a pizza that looked like that gum and it was a pizza roll. Now she asked all of us a question. You heard her. From her lips. Ask each and every one of us drivers and those that do not believe in good quality customer service experience, that's giving sloppy services out here, that's costing us money. Those lazy, no good drivers that don't give a you know what. Oh, my hat changing with my attitude right now because that's what pisses me off. You causing money to the company. You causing the customer money. You're dipping in my pockets with bad service. That gummit bad service. She asked all of us out here today. Those that do good service, those that, especially the ones that give that sloppy, no good, low down service. Do you want your food presented to you, brought to you, delivered to your step like this? Let her go on. I'm gonna let her go ahead. She's on a roll here.
No, they just don't care.
But to be sure, like I said, Sharon Tuck, myself, and you got one more driver that does pretty good. Give us a 5-star rate. We out here. Grubhub will send us. Besides the other driver.
I usually order my food and I can just come 4 days a week. And I usually use Grubhub. I order it to the I don't even start it. Because I have an app. I have to learn on my phone. Right. Every month. I get busy. I don't think go to the restroom, rub off. There's everything. And then the service fee they charge.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm stopping right there. I went ahead and told her, cause she's one of my regular clients. I done dealt with her 30 times this year. She went on to say that I order 4 times a week on Grubhub. All right, I'm gonna let her tell you. She also told the percentage of how much she make. Let me see what Hulk's saying. Famous Amos. That's right. And I know some like that just don't care about anything. Whatever happens to the customer. No, but you also burning bridges to where you won't make money on the platform no more. When you give bad service to the customer stop ordering on the platform. That same platform that you you doing contracts with. Deliver That is a good example here in our city. That government is a good example. I'm mighty afraid that Deliver That will not be doing business here in the up and coming months or years because drivers don't care. They just care about the money. You got to work for the money now. Who told you that you don't have to work for the money? Who told you that you just pick up a package, shake it around, throw it on the ground, kick it, break stuff in it, and hand it to the customer? Who told you that's how you're supposed to make money out here? Damaged goods. We're giving the customers damaged quality service. But you expect a tip up front. Make that make sense to the naysayers I'm talking to, that I've been hearing talking for the last 3 months. You make it make sense. All right, we're going to go ahead. Let her finish telling her story here.
So, like, now this is under $12. Yeah, you have Amazon Prime, Grubhub. With Grubhub, link your Amazon Prime account with it. Automatically, you don't. So,
what she's doing right now, she let me know that she is a Amazon Prime member. And she linked the Amazon Prime account to Grubhub. You get a free Grubhub membership if you already an Amazon Prime member. She goes into the discounts that she gets. She talks about the service fee. She talks about the delivery fee and the 5% perks and credit they get from ordering from certain restaurants. That sometimes we wonder why they didn't order from this restaurant right here. Why did they order from that restaurant 10 miles away or 8 miles away. These are the reasons why. They even have them hotel discounts if you're at the hotel through Grubhub. They can able to order 20 miles away from the hotel in South Haven. Offer these perks and everything. All right, you spending right at $140 a year on Amazon Prime to get all of these perks and stuff. Amazon got a stake off in Grubhub. They're a stakeholder. They have 7%. That number might be more now. They're working towards 18%. They got a partnership, and they also stakeholders on that stock right there with Grubhub. All right, let's go ahead, ladies and gentlemen, and break out some more information here.
About 39. So least $12. Sales tax. Service fee. So $8.99. So
I think a lot of orders will take some.
this is receipt. All right, so my order was $12.59.
Okay.
See that it would have been a $4.99 delivery fee.
Right.
But because I'm also a Prime customer,
Right.
it's $0. The service fee to be already now is $1.10. I had a 20% tip. So if you are a Prime customer, and for Prime customer, and Grubhub account, if you order at least $12, it's got to be at least 12. There's no delivery fee, and the service fee typically is half.
Did you hear what she just said? As a Prime member, you got to have a Prime member account, link it to Grubhub. You get a free Grubhub membership. You don't have to pay for it. That's a good perk. Then you don't have to pay for delivery fees at all. Every order, you don't have to pay for a delivery fee, and you pay half the service fee. Okay, half the service fee. Long as you do a minimum of $12, you can do more than that. We're talking about a minimum of $12. You get that perk. That's what she was explaining. They also get a 5% credit on a restaurant they ordering from. Now, we're going to play a little bit more of this. I saw the phone call. She was showing it to me. She didn't mind showing it to me. And she says somewhere in the video she saved $19.81 a month. All right, I got to doing the math. And the math was correct what she showed me. Her lifetime savings will blow your mind like landmines. If you don't hear it, I'm going to tell it to you. But we're going to go ahead and play some more of this here. This is the customer talking. You notice I didn't interrupt the customer. You notice I didn't try to act like I know more about her business or experience than her. I let her vent. Okay, let's go ahead.
You're also a Prime customer. Go in your Grubhub app, and you can link it. You can, your Prime information,
Right.
and then every time that you order, as long as you order at least $12, you will not be charged a delivery fee, and the service fee is about half.
Well, that's what I'm
It's
going
a
to do.
good thing to know.
It sure is. I got an Amazon account, but I didn't need to Grubhub. I appreciate
See,
that.
I got an email one day, like, it tells me here how much I can save. See right there, link accounts.
Okay.
So, no, that's not the same thing. See. Oh, here it is right here. Okay, so see this right here, Prime, Grubhub Plus member.
Okay.
Okay. 1940 is what I saved this month. 750. 957 is all-time savings.
All right, we're going to stop it right there. $759 and some change, $759 and some change on her all-time savings as a loyal Grubhub customer. Who wouldn't want a customer like this here? She says she tipped 20%. Who wouldn't want a customer like this here? Who wouldn't want a repeated client like this here that you can get 4 times per week? I had this client that gummed 30 times this year. 30 times. She ordered short distance. For example, that order was six miles from me, right? But it was that shorter distance. I'm getting ready to show you that photo again. It was that shorter distance because you got drivers sit at the Chick-fil-A near White Station down there by Broadway. A lot of those from Memphis know what I'm talking about. The other Chick-fil-A is by Walgreens before you hit Ridgeway right there and you get into the loop. All right, that is about 1.9 miles away from each other. I got to show it to you. I'm gonna blow the screen up. Show you what I'm talking about. You see where I'm at. There's a driver already, ladies and gentlemen, over here on this end. At that Chick-fil-A. There's a Chick-fil-A right here. All right, she's right there in that business district. Why you wouldn't take the $4 order for 1 mile? You in a perfect area right there that I call the hook smash algorithm. You're not getting sent away from the action. So why you made a bad decision being greedy? If you was a pro driver, that could have led you to your XL order that might have would have paid out 50 plus and beyond. Bad decisions that we all make. I hate to see these content creators act like they're making all the perfect decisions. You're telling a lie. Every last one of you. Y'all using the bot. Y'all using the glitch. Y'all using any means necessary. Okay? I got to tell it like it is. See, he's in a hook smash algorithm now. Shorter miles, that money's like $6, $7, $8. See, I'm finna tell the story. I said I was gonna hold it to the next video. 13 plus 8 is 21. Made that in less than 30 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I mean about the hook smash algorithm. A lot of those drivers know about it. I gave it a name because he be in that algorithm all the time, especially on Grubhub. I'm gonna stop. That's supposed to be for the next video. But back to this here. Why would anybody that know that area turn down a $4 order? Because that's what it was. It was a $4 order, $2 pay. And okay, I'm gonna prove it to you what the tip was. There the tip is $2.52. Let me shrink it a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. You see it? Tips $2.50. All right, that order was like $12 and some odd cent. So she paid 20%. The tip was $2.52. I had a base pay to convince me to go get it for at least $1 per mile. They had to up the base pay. They had to up the bonus pay. All right, I went because look where it's taking me. Then I made $25 on one order, $4 on another one. Both of them and some change put me at $30 for the hour, which was less than an hour. But we're going to go ahead and set for the hour. Off of making a decision behind a poor decision I made earlier at Whataburger. See, how many drivers showing you receipts like this giving you a breakdown analysis and details on where you can make a bad decision on an order that can cost you money, and you make a good decision on an order. It puts you in a position where you're receiving better opportunities to maximize your earnings. A lot of drivers I know will drive 10 dead miles to sit at a hot spot all day, sit at that restaurant all day, but they're going to travel 10 dead miles. Appreciate you, brother. Keeping me humble. Very smart move. That's how you got to analyze, comprehend what the app is presenting to you. Stop hearing all the negative Nancy's and babbling Bobs putting all that foolishness in your head, because they're not the ones putting money in your pocket. You got to get out there and make your money. You got to have perfect customer service, understand your customers, build a relationship. They trust you, they rate you, you get them again and again and again and again. That's how you take control of these apps, ladies and gentlemen. You don't let them take control of you. You don't let these false, misleading content creators take control of your mindset. You're responsible for making the money for you. How many times I done listened to that dumb mess they put out there and it cost me money? I'm on fire right now and I'm getting ready to go in a few minutes. You see, making bonehead decisions, listening to bonehead advice, and now you got empty bonehead pockets with no money in it. You better learn how to use your brain in your head and be sure to use that thinking inside your head for more than a hat rack. All right. You complain about tips. Are you trying to earn them? Or are you trying to cheat to get them? Then you don't even know how to work the algorithm to make your money. That's why a lot of you throwing your money away. I was one of them drivers also. Reason why I can tell you so good, by trial and error. Now you heard the customer tip. Straight off the customer lips. You can tell it was real. You can tell she was real. You can tell we didn't set it up. She got a little bit more to say. Let's go ahead and play it before I get out of here.
Wow.
See?
I appreciate you giving me that secret sauce right there.
It is like a secret sauce. Exactly. So this is where I went. So I went to account. Yeah, went to account, and then right here. So right in here, go in here and see if you chose this. Of course, you would be on the maintenance plan, and then that's where you can color pick your private information, grabs all private information. And then you'll be safe too. But the order has to be at least $12.
Thank you for that.
Well, maybe I'll see you.
All right, that's the end of that, ladies and gentlemen. All right, people think I'll be playing out here what I have, that I said that I interact with my customers to a level they give me information. They give me so much information. You know how much information I could have been already giving you guys, ladies and gentlemen, you know, with their permission to record their experience so they can share it with you, so you can become not just a better driver for them, but a better driver for you and your family. You're not understanding why you're losing money out here, because you don't understand the platform that the customer have. You don't understand their experience. You don't understand the merchant platform. We the guy on the inside, hook smashing myself. Notice I said hook smashing myself. We the guys on the inside, along with the Phoenix driver, doing case study, doing research, getting this information, live, living in color. You're going to get a chance to see maybe some customers come on this channel here. They may say, okay, just don't show my face, but they can hear my voice, and I'm on your live stream. You don't know. We don't know where it's going to lead us yet, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I talk about better business etiquette, quality customer service, excellent professionalism, great communication. Those are the 4 keys to success in getting repeated clients and making more money, making a profit, getting more tips on the back end. But you can't be guessing. You gotta know your city. You gotta know your demographics. You got to make decisions. We make bad decisions every day, but how do you rectify that bad decision to make one good one that puts you in a place in the space to make better opportunities? Okay, I knew that I was going to that area anyway. I'm getting paid to go into that area, and boom, I made money. Okay, just as simple as that. I do it not only in that area, I do it in areas that drivers don't want to go. If I'm going to be sent in an area, I need to know. Okay, I got to read this, and I know it's good information because it has worked very well for me and my wife. He's a living witness, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations that you and your wife is on the road to more success. You was already having success, but more success with less headaches. You ain't got to get out here and fight for orders, fight with drivers, driving off the way. You still got to meet people driving crazy on the highway. All got the parking lot jammed up. You done pulled up. They done bagged in behind you. You can't bag out, you know. So you done alleviated 50% of your headaches, you and your wife now. Plus you got a repeated client. Plus you got guaranteed money. Guaranteed money. He's a witness. He's a witness. He just spoke up right there, ladies and gentlemen. He just spoke up. There was a time that someone said I had that kindergarten content and information that helped beginner drivers. It helped also OGs too. Yeah, I'm gonna drink my water. Get ready to head out of here. I gotta congratulate him, Hope Smash, and Phoenix drivers and drivers that's out here that ain't listening to everything that people telling them and doing everything that people trying to tell you how to make your money. Because if you listen to everything and get bad information, your pockets will be empty also. Peace, take care, ladies and gentlemen. I got phone call conversations I got to do. I got to hurry and take care of some more business. I got a tight schedule, but I needed to do this. This was the content that I was going to bring out before I was talking about the Doordash testing a restaurant discovery app. That's why I got to do a reaction video to this video, because I didn't have all the information, but I was able to put out some. But where did they get that idea from? Mr. Lucius McDaniels, that's where they got that idea from. Now, and I'm going to break down the reason why I said that in another video. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, make the best decisions so you can have the best opportunities to maximize your earnings so you can make a profit. Repeated client, ladies and gentlemen, from 2026 and beyond is the future on how drivers will maximize their earnings. Peace, take care. We'll see you in the next one.